Kevin, thanks for joining me today. It's Kevin Blair from Epicentre AI. Kevin, introduce us to your business, please.
Hi, Andy. Thanks very much for the opportunity and for having me on your cast. So I'm, yes, Kevin Blair, Epicentre AI. Epicentre AI essentially is a new artificial intelligence, computer vision, machine learning driven platform that will hopefully help put the power back in the public's hand when it comes to reducing crime. That's essentially the nuts and bolts of it. It's the future of criminal investigation, we're hoping.
Maybe tell us a bit more about that, if you don't mind.
Absolutely fine, no problem at all. So I'm going to use visuals. I'm very visual in my hands. So if you imagine that's the epicenter of a crime, everything else radiates out from that, such as the suspect will run away, drive away, walk away. What the police will do is they'll send out either uniformed officers looking for CCTV cameras, ring doorbell footage, commercial CCTV, and then they'll spend a vast amount of time and resource knocking on your doors, asking you for that video footage. You can say yes or no, it's entirely up to yourself. But generally, we find that a lot of people are saying, yes, here, have this, or we'll vet it and then we'll send it over to you via your portal. Now, that's great. The police then get all that data and then they have to sit down and look at computer screens and then analyze that data for suspicious behavior. Very resource intensive. It puts the public at risk as well. For example, if there's a gang shooting or killing down in London, the police will go to the door, the gangs will watch where the police go, and then they'll go up to that door afterwards, threaten the user. So Epicentre sort of takes all that away and automates it. We'll hopefully have people that have opted into the system. So if you put a ring doorbell on your door, there'll be terms and conditions you have to sign every year anyway. We are hoping to have a section in there that says, Epicentre, part of the project, we've opted you in, would you like to stay in or opt out? That type of stuff. So first opt in. If you're unlucky enough then to be in the radius of a crime that the police require data from, you then get another notification on your mobile phone that's under and says, this has happened from here to here. Can we have your video footage? And if you go, yes, take it. We go into the automatic back-end system, and then take it, just that little bit we need, and take it to the cloud. Or you can download it, review it yourself, send it to us the same way as you would do with the police. We don't give it to the police. We don't often see it. That's the intention. It goes into the cloud where our computer vision algorithms, behavior analysis, machine learning code takes over and goes, right, we've got this data, this data, this data. We map it all together. And what we offer is the police a route to where the suspect has been and where they currently are. We're not saying they're guilty. We're not saying they're innocent. We're saying this is the person that you're after. This is where they are. Why run when you can't hide? We'll only give the police the data, the video data, when they've proven that they have got that suspect of interest and they've got them apprehended in custody. We go, okay, there's the video data that's been provided that allowed us to get from there to there. So it's very user privacy protected. It's not putting the police at your door, making you a target. And it's also saving a lot of police resources. Let's look at the green credentials as well. There's not cars going out, traipsing up and down looking for these suspects. We are identifying through the use of your video data where the suspect has gone. And to be fair, a lot of people are doing that now on groups like WhatsApp in your street. I know that Lancashire Police have got 1.2 million people signed up to a WhatsApp group that literally share video data. Wow. So that's the type of stuff. And we're not just looking for burglaries, we're looking for child abduction, we're looking for pet theft, car theft, all that type of stuff can be. Even one of our professors that's one of our advisors on the board, his father's got dementia, went missing for 12 hours. It was ring doorbell footage that found him. So we're just automating this process.
Very cool. So I think you probably alluded to the answers to this one, but what would make you stand out from your competition? If you haven't answered that already, is there anything else? Because it sounds like there's a fair few differentiators there.
So competition at the moment, what we're looking at is people that are already looking at a video footage that if you've got a red jumper, so we know there's a system in the police at the moment, they can type in red jumper and it will look through all the video and put up video of red jumpers. Yeah. But then the police still have to go through it manually and sift it out. As I said, let's just take, it's topical at the moment because of the Conservative Party, Downing Street, the Prime Minister, let's just go Downing Street. So let's say we get a video footage from 10 Downing Street, then we get 15 Downing Street, and then we get 12 Downing Street, and then we get 8 Downing Street. Our system maps it all together like a jigsaw based on GPS coordinates, and it also looks at the behaviour mapping on there. A lot of bad behaviour going on, but we're not going to map that. But it will put a route in time. So other systems don't do that. There are no other systems at the moment. I think there's Face Watch in shops that will identify the facial features of the target. We are not looking at facial recognition, taking all that bias out of it at the moment. We can add that later on, the same as we can add on phone data, the same as we can add on ANPR data from your cars. It could even be possible that we can contact Tesla and go, you've all got cameras around your cars, can we have them as well? Just to prove where this person has gone, because that's what happens manually at the moment. We're just automating pretty much existing systems, but using new computer vision technology to take that stress and workload. I think last count, I think there was 37,000 police officers off sick through stress. Pretty much workload and all the other stuff that's related with that. If we can take them, get them back to work because they're not having to be overworked so much, as that also helps as well. What makes us different? We're pretty much the only ones that are looking at this specific task at the moment.
Brilliant. So where do you think the business will go if you're projecting this 5 years into the future? Where would you hope to be?
So the first 3 years, we're focusing on the England, Wales, Scotland market. That's 60 police forces. No business ever gets 100% capacity. So even at 50% capacity, we'll be happy. Then we'll look at America, Canada, big, massive market over there. I think Canada, when we spoke to Toronto Police, they stated that 80% of their crime is solved using CCTV. 60% of their problems are actually getting that CCTV. This is what Epicentre is designed for. Branching into Europe, then into Australia and New Zealand. So that's what we're looking at the moment. Our ultimate goal, our ultimate ambition, I'll know when the system works or when I've reached a goal, is when I can see this Epicentre logo, the green shield, on a transparent sticker on everyone's window, and you see a burglar walk up to the door and they see that sticker on Ring and they go, yeah, and just other alarms are available, shall we just say. But if, let's say, they see that sticker, we can capture them on the video doorbell, and they're walking away because they've decided not to enter your house because this is a deterrent. That is one of my ultimate goals. Very cool.
Great stuff. So what's been your biggest learning since you've been a business owner, Kevin?
Don't do it. I think it's going to be one of the biggest ones. That's a very, very good question. Thank you for asking it. And that's me using that phrase there to stall so I can get an answer in my head. Literally, it is understanding that everyone else's priorities are not the same as yours, I think, is probably the biggest one. So if you send an email out, don't be surprised if you don't get one straight back. Other people have got other things to do. And especially when you're trying to look for funding as well, because we can't build this on peanuts, and I've got limited resources out of my personal, I'm not rich, I'm by all means, no, I'm just some normal guy, not earning a lot of money, that came up with an idea and I'm pushing that idea. But literally, I think there's one phrase, I think, you should get knocked down 7 times to get back up 8. Just keep going. If you're confident in the idea and you've got the backing and it's right, push it. However, don't get personally involved in it. Don't make it an emotional attachment, because it might be right in your head, but it might not actually be solving a problem. And if it's not solving a problem, don't waste your time doing it, because nobody will buy it from you. Yeah. We honestly think we're solving a problem. We honestly think this will reduce police resources, not get rid of jobs. It'll reduce police resources because they're overstretched. 70,000 crimes in the West Midlands measured in 22 to 23, and only about 3,000 staff, and that includes support staff. That could be a receptionist that's in their numbers. They're not out solving crimes. There's just too much crime, and there's just not enough solutions being brought in to solve it. So we actually think we're solving a problem, hence I'm pushing this with a lot of passion and a lot of energy. But if your solution isn't, if your product isn't solving a problem, don't be surprised if nobody buys it, and don't get downhearted.
Yeah, good learning. Thank you. What about the biggest challenge you've had in the time that you've been running your businesses?
Biggest challenge is definitely the downtimes. You'll have up times. You'll always have downtimes. It's having that mental fortitude to get through them. For me, it's getting over that catch-22 chicken and egg system. I've got a great product idea. We need funding to get that product idea to the market, but the market don't want to fund you until the product idea is. So there's a massive chicken and egg. you have to invest a lot of time, effort, and finance in yourself to get it to a place where people will go, hang on a minute, that's interesting. And then the other thing there I've learned is it's definitely not what you know, it's definitely who you know. Network, network, network. Even if the person you're networking with doesn't know, they will know somebody that does. So push it out that way. And a lot of time it comes down to the right time, the right place, and the right person.
Yeah, agreed. Good stuff. If with the benefit of the knowledge you have now, with no regrets, obviously, because we're all doing the best we can with the resources we've got available. If you were sitting down having a conversation with your 18-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
Shut up and listen. Seriously.
That was easy.
It was. It's literally something I've learned is you've got 2 of these and 1 of these. When I was 18, I was 2 of these and none of these, I think was the best thing to do. So very immature, thought I knew best, came across as arrogant. I was just very confident, but that's what I felt my mind was working as. If somebody came to me with a problem, I would go down in my head, visualize that problem and go down multiple avenues like a maze and then come back to the right solution very, very quickly. In fact, when I was in the Air Force, one of my flight sergeants says, I think I know what your problem is, Kev. And I went, what is that, flight? And he went, you think faster than other people can even register the problem. So therefore you're way ahead, but you've got to bring other people along on the journey with you. And that's one of the things I learned is now take a breath, listen, bring people along on the journey with you, and that'll make a difference to your life.
Yeah.
And don't lose your hair so much. I'm just looking at you, Andy. I don't know how you've managed to do that.
It's a wig.
It's a wig.
Virtual background.
I need that application.
What's the one piece of advice that you give to other business owners?
That again is another very good question. What is the one piece of advice I could give to other business owners is, if you believe in your product and it is solving a problem, persevere with it. It will get to it will get there in the end. And that piece of advice I gave earlier, if it's not, don't get emotionally attached to it. If somebody tells you it's rubbish and nobody's going to buy it, it might just be that it is rubbish and nobody's going to buy it. Take a step back, think about it. You'll come up with another idea. And just have a bit of patience, I think. Yeah.
That's a great point. It's a marathon, not a sprint, isn't it?
Yes, marathon, not a sprint. Good words.
Absolutely. So we come to the point where I point everybody down to there, which is where your website details are. Over to you to explain the next steps. What would be a great outcome, or for you, what do you want to happen as a result of this video?
So again, thank you for the opportunity. So I've got 2 outcomes of this video. One, I'd love to connect with people that are interested in having a conversation with us about potentially backing us or offering us support to bring this to market. It's in everyone's interest for the community, the social good of the community, to try and cut crime and use technology to do that. It's a no-brainer. The second outcome would be to talk to the general public. We want people's feedback about how they would interact with this system, whether they would opt in, whether they would want to opt out or want to opt in, or whether they would submit their data but having reviewed it first. So we've got a survey on our website, which again, you've pointed to the data. If they can fill out that survey and give us their own, it's only 2 questions, it'll take them 3 minutes. Give us their opinion, give us their feedback. That allows us to build a system that is suitable for both the police side of things and the, I can't say, you're not customers, I'm selling it to the police, not the general public. You're not buying anything, you're just opting in to give us some data to allow us to catch the criminal. How would you interact it? That's all.
Brilliant. Great stuff. Thank you for sharing your insights with us today. I hope that the product does everything that you hope it will, for all of our good, really, all of our benefits. So thank you for having the idea. Thank you for developing it, and wish you every success with the business going forward, Kevin.
That's great, Andy. Thanks very much for the opportunity to speak to you.
Pleasure.